Can worrying solve any problem? Hello friends, welcome to My Soul My Life channel. Friends, worry is a natural and human experience that is connected to various aspects of our life. It alerts us to potential dangers or challenges so that we can prepare for them. However, when worry becomes excessive or persistent, it starts having a negative effect on our mental and physical health. That is why it is said that worry is like a fire. To understand this better, let me tell you a story of a king and a sage. Once upon a time, in ancient days, there was a king who ruled over a prosperous kingdom. The king was mighty and kind. His kingdom was very prosperous. There was no lack of happiness and prosperity. The king and the people were living happily. But one year, there was a terrible famine in the kingdom. The crops dried up due to lack of butter. In such a situation of drought, the farmers could not pay their taxes to the king. There was a significant drop in the state revenue, and the royal treasury started to deplete. Seeing this, the king got worried. He constantly worried about the welfare and the safety of his people and the kingdom. His worry was increasing day by day. After a few days, the famine passed and the situation became normal. But worry took over the mind of king. He constantly worried about what would happen if there was a famine in the kingdom again. Apart from this, he began to be troubled by many other concerns: fear of neighboring kingdoms, conspiracy of his ministers, and many other worries took away his hunger, thirst, and sleep. The king was deeply troubled by his condition, but whenever he saw the gardener of the palace, he would get surprised. After working hard all day, the gardener could eat simple bread with great pleasure and sleep comfortably under a tree. Sometimes the king would even feel jealous of him. One day, a famous sage arrived in the kingdom. This sage was famous for being a great source of knowledge and peace. The king invited sage to his palace and humbly requested him to find a solution to his worries. The sage listened to the king attentively and said smilingly, "O king, I have understood your problem very well. The root of your worries is your kingdom. Give your kingdom to your son and be free from worries." On this, the king said, "Sage, my son is only 5 years old. How could an innocent child manage the kingdom?" After thinking for a while, the sage said, "In that case, hand over the burden of your worries to me. That means hand over your kingdom to me for a few days." After thinking for a while, the king agreed and handed over his kingdom to the sage. The sage then asked, "O king, what will you do now?" The king replied, "I am thinking of starting a business, but how will you arrange the money for it? Now the kingdom is mine and the treasury belongs to me. Then I will go outside the kingdom and find a job." The king replied, "That's fine," said the sage, "but if you have to work, what is the need to go somewhere else? You can work here if you wish." "O king, I am a saint. I will stay in my hut only. You can stay in the palace and manage the kingdom on my behalf." The king agreed to the sage's suggestion and started managing the kingdom as the sage's employee. The sage went back to his hut. After a few days, the sage came back to the palace and asked the king, "O king, tell me, how are you? Are you eating well now? How is your sleep?" The king replied, "O sage, now I am eating well and sleeping soundly. Earlier I used to manage kingdom and I still do. Then how did this change happen? This is beyond my understanding." The sage smiled and explained, "O king, earlier you had made your work a burden and constantly carried it in your mind. But after handing over the kingdom to me, you do all the work considering it as your duty. That is why you are free from all worries." In this way, the sage taught the king that worry never solves any problems. Rather, it increases the burden of that problem. The king expressed his gratitude to the sage and started living a peaceful and happy life by following the path of duty shown by the sage. Moral of the story: the story teaches us that whatever we do in life, we should do it considering it as our duty, not as a burden. This is the best way to stay away from worry. The story also highlights that the biggest enemy of the mental peace and happiness is worry. Despite having all the resources and power, the king lost his sleep and appetite due to his constant worries. But when he handed over those worries to the sage, he not only performed his duties better but also got mental peace. I want to show you a simple flowchart. Please see it carefully and remember it whenever you feel worried. I assure you that you will surely benefit. According to the flowchart, is there any problem in your life? If the answer is no, then there is no need to worry. But if the answer is yes, it means there is some problem going on in your life which is troubling you. Then ask yourself, can I do something about this problem? If the answer is no, then why worry? Leave it to the God and time. And if the answer is yes, it means you can do something to solve the problem. Then act on it. And again, there is no need to worry. Friends, please let me know in the comments what you have learned from the today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's story. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it and share it with your friends so that they can also understand the secret of being free from worries and live happily in their lives. Friends, support me to make such inspirational videos by subscribing to My Soul My Life YouTube channel. I'll be back soon with another enlightening and motivational story. Till then, take care of yourself. Thank you.